One of the world's most accomplished adults with autism, Temple Grandin is a professor at Colorado State University. She is also the author of several best-selling books, including Animals in Translation, from which this excerpt is taken. Drawing upon her long career as an animal scientist and her own experiences with autism, Animals in Translation provides a unique message about the way animals act, think, and feel. Katherine Johnson, Graydon's co-author, specializes in writing about the brain. She is also no stranger to autism. Two of her sons are autistic. From Animals in Translation, Science Writing by Temple Grayden and Katherine Johnson. Extreme Perception, The Mystery of Jane's Cat. Compared to humans, animals have astonishing abilities to perceive things in the world. They have extreme perception. Their sensory worlds are so much richer than ours, it's almost as if we're deaf and blind. That's probably why a lot of people think animals have ESP, or an abbreviation for extrasensory perception. Animals have such incredible abilities to perceive things we can't that the only explanation we can come up with is extrasensory perception. There's even a scientist in England who's written books about animals having ESP, but they don't have ESP. They just have a super sensitive sensory apparatus. Take the cat who knows when its owner is coming home. My friend Jane, who lives in a city apartment, has a cat who always knows when she's on her way home. Jane's husband works at home, and 5 minutes before Jane comes, he'll see the cat go to the door, sit down, and wait. Since Jane doesn't come home at the same time every day, the cat isn't going by its sense of time, although animals also have an incredible sense of time. Sigmund Freud used to have his dog with him every time he saw a patient, and he never had to look at his watch to tell when a session was over. The dog always let him know. Parents tell me autistic kids do the same thing. The only explanation Jane and her husband could come up with was ESP, that the cat must have been picking up Jane's I'm coming home now thoughts. Jane asked me to figure out how her cat could predict her arrival. Since I've never seen Jane's apartment, I used my mother's New York City apartment as a model for solving the mystery. In my imagination, I watched my mother's gray Persian cat walk around the apartment and look out the window. Possibly the cat could see Jane walking down the street. Even though he would not be able to see Jane's face from the 12th floor, he would probably be able to recognize her body language. Animals are very sensitive to body language. The cat would probably be able to recognize Jane's walk. Next, I thought about sound cues. Since I'm a visual thinker, I used videos in my imagination to move the cat around in the apartment to determine how it could be getting sound cues that Jane would be arriving a few minutes later. In my mind's eye, I positioned the cat with its ear next to the crack between the door and the door frame. I thought maybe he could hear Jane's voice on the elevator, but as I played a tape of my mother's getting onto the elevator in the lobby, I realized that there would be many days when Mother would ride the elevator alone and silent. She would speak on the elevator for only some of the trips when there were other people in the elevator car with her, but not all of them. So I asked Jane, is the cat always at the door, or is he at the door only sometimes? She said the cat is always at the door. That meant the cat had to be hearing Jane's voice on the elevator every day. After I questioned her some more, Jane finally gave me the crucial piece of information that solved the cat mystery. Her building does not have a push button elevator. The elevator is operated by a person, so when Jane got on the elevator, she probably said hi to the operator. A new image flashed into my head. I created an elevator with an operator for my mother's building. To make the image, I used the same method people used in computer graphics. I pulled an image of my mother's elevator out of memory and combined it with an image of the elevator operator I saw one time at the Ritz in Boston. He had white gloves and a black tux. I lifted the brass elevator control panel and its tuxedoed operator from my Ritz memory file and placed them inside my mother's elevator. That was the answer. The fact that Jane's building had an elevator operator provided the cat with the sound of Jane's voice while Jane was still down on the first floor. That's why the cat went to the door to wait. The cat wasn't predicting Jane's arrival. For the cat, Jane was already home.